So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. I don't even know where to start today. It has been one of those days. It really has. First, the good. So this morning, Levi and I sawed a big old pile of black walnut, all 8-quarter. Got some live edge slabs here. Some of this is darn near perfect. The rest is kind of like, pretty good. It's been a bit of a nightmare. I've been going through this big pile over here. I didn't pay much for this load at all because it wasn't the best walnut. I mean, there's a lot of really good wood in there, but a lot of real squirrely logs, a lot of metal. Around here, this stuff grows quite often on fence lines, and I'm just working around stuff. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't like walnut. I don't. I mean, I love the finished product. I just don't like everything that it takes to get to the finished product. But that is nothing compared to the morning that I've had so far. So let me explain to you how this day has unfolded so far. Like I said, it's only 11 a.m., but Melissa, she had something to do today. She was going to be gone almost all day. So I had this plan in my head because with Hunter, you have to plan everything out. For those of you that don't know, our oldest son, Hunter, has autism. He's nonverbal. And you just have to plan everything. You know, most days he's in pretty good spirits, but little things can get him kind of aggravated, you know, or really aggravated at times. So anyway, Melissa's leaving first thing in the morning, and Hunter was up and at him early. I was up at 5. Hunter was up probably 5:30. So we get him showered, all ready to go, all that kind of stuff. And when Levi got here, I said, why don't you take Hunter to Sheets right now at 7:30 a.m. because Hannah and Bo come over at 8:30. So he ran Hunter to Sheets. He came back. I'm down here at the wood yard getting ready. I said, when Hannah gets here, she can keep her eye on Hunter and we'll saw some walnut. Good plan. So it was all working out. But the only problem was when you take Hunter to Sheets at 7:30 in the morning, he thinks it's lunchtime at 10 a.m. So he comes down here to the wood yard. And by this point, you know, it's 10. I'm like, I need to do a blade change, a few other things, kind of get organized. I said, I'll run Hunter somewhere right now for an early lunch. He likes to get out of here. So we get in the truck. We start out the road. And instead of going to Sheets again, we went to a GetGo. And it's like a Sheets, but different. I'm almost there, and I realize I forgot my wallet, which I do quite often. But I usually have some emergency cash in my glove compartment. Then I realized last time I forgot my wallet, I used the emergency cash, stuck it in my pocket. Long story short, we have to turn around and come home. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you are Hunter and you have autism, you do not understand why we were heading somewhere and we just turned around and went home. But he was relatively patient, you know? A little worked up, but not too bad. We come home, I get my wallet, I get back in the truck, and we drive to GetGo. I walk into this store, and this smell hits me like a baseball bat. It smelled bad in this store. Some sort of plumbing problem. I won't go into any more detail. So I see the bathrooms are all barricaded off. There's drains in the floor. They got the drain covers out. They got fans. It's wet. They're not selling any food at this point, which I wasn't buying any if they were selling it, but I can't even believe they were still open. I mean, they should have shut the doors down today at the GetGo, but they did not. So I walk out of GetGo. Hunter's sitting there in the truck, patiently waiting for me to bring him something out. I've got nothing. Hunter's a little upset at this point. So we leave GetGo. And I'm like, there's a McDonald's right there. We'll just go to McDonald's. They've got these chicken strips or something. And I'm like, we'll order those. We'll be good. Go to the drive-thru, order the stuff, and of course, you know what's going to happen. It's going to be a few minutes. So go pull up to one of the spots. Still no food for Hunter. He does not understand that they're going to be bringing it out in a few minutes. So we go up there. We're waiting for the food. They finally bring the food out. I'm like, okay, things are getting better. We start driving home, and they're doing construction on our road, out the road about 4 miles. and it's one lane and there's a flagger. And it's not that big a deal if you're somewhere in line. Worst case scenario is you get stopped right at the flagger. He's standing right there. Hunter wants to go home. He's pointing and yelling. I got the windows up, but this guy's looking at us like we're two knuckleheads. Hunter's pointing. He wants him to go from stop to slow. I'm just glad to be home. I am. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just read through some comments on today's video. I shouldn't have done that either. That was the video. It was like a dedicated, not completely, on the Jackery 3000, which I love, by the way. And some people get so worked up about that. The title of the video, the title said, Staining Woodshed Jackery 3000 plus home backup. Like, you know what the video's about, but some people, and there's not a lot, but there's probably 50 people that were complaining about the video. They still click on it and then complain about it. To me, that would be like, say you hate spaghetti. You just can't stand it. You know, you've never had a good plate of spaghetti. That would be like going to an Italian restaurant, ordering spaghetti, and then complaining about it. That, to me, that's the way it is. But bottom line is this, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. I mean, really honest with you, okay? Which is the way I always am. But there's two reasons I do those Jackery videos like that. I dedicated one every once in a while. Now, keep in mind, I've published 2,500 videos over the last 8 years on YouTube, and I've probably done 10, maybe 12 dedicated videos, and this one wasn't even dedicated. It was about half the video. There's two reasons that I do videos like that. I love the product, and it pays very well. That's the reason. And for those of you that complain about that, you would do the exact same thing if you're in my position. You like the product, and you can provide for your family. That's kind of a no-brainer. If you say you wouldn't do it, you're just not being honest, because you would. We don't do anything that's not something that we use and we like. We turn down, I don't even know, 99% of the offers we get. We have that partnership with Camel City Mill Socks. Love them. Wear them every day. Everybody that has them, they love them. The people that have Jackeries, they love them. And I've learned something else too. You learn a lot doing YouTube. I've done a few shorts, and there's a few people that just hate shorts. I mean, it just ruins their day if you publish a short. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people do really like them. And I mentioned the other day, like Sawmill videos, I try to keep things mixed up. Like next week, I'll be going to the cabin. You'll see some cabin videos, and I'm all over the place, you know, and I like that. I don't want to do the same thing every day, and I don't think the people that watch our channel want to watch the same thing every day. So like if I'm doing several Sawmill videos, I may just do some shorts instead of going over the whole thing. I don't think sawing a log should be a 25-minute video. You know, it's just, people are going to skip ahead. You know I do. If I'm watching another one, it's just too long. So I'll do some shorts, and some people just hate them. I'm getting off topic here. But some of these shorts I have done have really taken off. And you read through some of the comments from people, and these are people that have probably never seen our channel before. And when you do them, you got to take the good with the bad. You know, you get some normal, sane, nice people that will subscribe to the channel, watch the other videos, and then you get some of these knuckleheads out there that just randomly make comments that make no sense. And what I have found, you know, I did one on our Cub Cadet mower with the steering wheel, and so many people, they just get so mad about it. You know, that's junk. And like my X-Mark or my Walker, guy said today, my Walker will do any hill like that will, and it won't. You know, I've run Walker mowers. They're a fantastic mower. I mean, they are a great machine. But as far as on hills, I have run them both, and I haven't run anything that comes close to comparing what that Cub Cadet will do. So when you read through comments on the internet, people hear things or they form opinions without any knowledge on the subject. You know what I mean? They've never, I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy, but I've run both. I've run the Walker, I've run the Cub. The Cub is better on hills. That's all there is to it. There's no other discussion about it. So I can't take people like that seriously. I mentioned about Levi getting a Tesla the other day. And, you know, for years, I fell into that category. I just had an opinion in my head. How did I have that opinion? Just from what other people said or what I've heard. I never had a Tesla. I've never driven. I did ride in one once. I got to tell you this story. Guy I know has one of them plaids or whatever. Scared me. The thing is incredibly fast. I mean, it would just throw you back in your seat. I literally told him to slow down. I said, I'm not checking out in some battery car. Slow down. It was crazy. But anyway, everyone I know that has a Tesla, they love them. And, you know, you will get some people that don't want to admit when they buy something, spend a lot of money on something that, you know, maybe it wasn't the best purchase. But generally speaking, the only way you're going to get the truth on like a product is if somebody bought it with their own money and have used it. That's how you're going to get to the truth on things. And everybody I know that has a Tesla, they love them. I'm not saying they're the perfect fit for everyone, not at all. I mean, my Super Duty, I could drive down and back to the cabin 4 times before I even have to fill up the truck. You can't do that in a Cybertruck. I mean, you could barely make it down and back. I don't even think you could. You might be able to make it down and back. Towing, definitely not. They're not for everyone, but like a daily driver, I think from what I understand, listening to people that have driven them and own them and spent their own money on them, I think they're a good fit for a lot of people. But you always see these comments where people just have opinions on things, but no experience at all to form a valuable opinion. You know what I mean? And it just goes with the territory. I'm just kind of ranting and venting right now. But like that sponsored video, I've gone over this before. I am open and honest about everything. All my dealings when it comes to YouTube is out there for everybody. If they pay attention, I explain everything. All the equipment you see here, I bought and paid for with my own money. And I do so by doing some sponsored videos. Occasionally, like I did the other day, a dedicated video. And like I said, the 2 reasons that I did that video, pays very well, and I like the product. And there's a 3rd reason. If you have a power outage, you would really wish you bought one. I'm telling you right now, they work fantastic. Whew, I'm getting a lot off my chest here today. But all in all, I have a pretty good ability to do something. I do. Melissa will tell you this as well. It can be stressful at times having a son like Hunter. And a lot of people couldn't handle it. They really couldn't. And even a day like today, where everything is going wrong, it's still a pretty good day. You know what I mean? I got a nice big pile of walnut behind me. I'm still above ground. The family's happy. Hunter has calmed down. So it's a good day, you know? People just get so worked up over the silliest things at times. Like I have people emailing me every day because we traded in the GMC, Melissa's Yukon Denali, and bought that Expedition. I don't know why people get so upset when it comes to Ford, Chevy, cars in general. A guy sent me a thing yesterday telling me that Ford has more recalls than anyone and sent me a recall notice for Ford for a backup camera, software update for a backup camera. It doesn't work all the time. I don't really care about that. You know what I mean? If it was something that affected our vehicle, I would go get that fixed. But that's a little bit different than the GM 6.2 engines blowing up all over the place. And they really are. I've talked to a lot of people that have them. Once again, real people bought the cars with their own money and they blew up. It's happening. Best thing I ever did was to get rid of that Yukon Denali. It was. And we love the Expedition. I am a little loyal to Ford over GM for no other reason than I've had good experiences with our Fords. And Some people probably haven't. You know what I mean? But I have had good luck with Ford trucks. They're all going to give you problems. Every one of them, you know? I talked about the Subaru the other day. I just spent $2,500 some dollars on the Subaru to keep it on the road. They all break down. They do. But I've had good luck with Ford. I just don't know why people literally get angry at me because I traded in that Yukon. I can't understand it. And man, we got a smoking good deal on that. We did. I had a number in my head on what I would settle for on trade, and they came in first time like $5,000 above that number. First time ever in a car dealership, I just stuck my hand out and I said, deal, done. So that's that. But anyway, now I'm in the truck. I'm headed down to Vermeer in Zillionople, PA. Melissa's Expedition is down here. That video is going to be this Sunday. But I started a video down here the other day. It's a really cool place. It is. But they're doing ceramic coating, paint protection on the front, tinted the windows, whole bunch of stuff. And I never really knew how they did all that, you know, but you're going to find out in Sunday's video. But back to my rant that I was talking about. You know, everybody runs their channels differently. Years ago, I had a partnership with RK Tractors where they loaned me some tractors. I had a partnership with Kubota where they loaned me some tractors. I would rather do some sponsored videos to provide for my family, to help pay for that type of equipment, and then I can say I bought all this with my own money, and you're going to get my honest opinion on everything. I got nothing in it. The Easton made firewood processor, wrote a check. I bought it. The excavator, skid steer, mini skid. You know, you don't see like a lot of Vermeer mini skids out there. I did my research, and like I said, between Ditch Witch and Vermeer, they seem to be the top two. I couldn't get the Ditch Witch. I bought the Vermeer. Had a few little issues with it so far, but I love the machine. And I can tell you what my experiences are with things with the utmost honesty on everything. Like I said, I don't care. You know what I mean? I buy something. If it's not good, I'm going to let you know. If I like it, I'm going to let you know. And this channel has enabled me, it has allowed me to try a lot of different things. And I'm just to the point now, you know, the last couple of years, like I said, I would rather just buy something than have some commitment to some company on, you know, a mini skid or a tractor or an excavator or a sawmill. You know, I bought my sawmill. I would rather just spend my own money and not owe anyone anything and not have any commitments. You know what I mean? I could have a big auction tomorrow if I wanted, you know? Doesn't matter. I own it all. I could sell everything. Go play golf every day. I would probably drive into a bridge abutment on the way to the golf course, but I could do that. But anyway, enough of this rant for today. We'll catch you on the next one.